The skies over Sector 9 had long since turned gray. Ash floated softly over the ruined colony like slow rain. In the corner of what used to be a market square, beneath a broken shelter of scrap metal, a small figure crouched. Her skin shimmered faintly with a purple hue, almost like bruised moonlight. Her hair was wiry silver clumped, and tangled her clothes tattered and torn. She scurried between bins of broken tech and rotting food, shoving bits into her mouth with dirty hands, while others passed by with cold eyes and colder hearts. To most she was nothing. An alien orphan from a forgotten war. A leftover, barely worth a glance. She never spoke to anyone, and never looked up unless startled. The other children mocked her, calling her dog girl. The adults simply ignored her. She barked once when a boy threw a rock at her, and the nickname stuck. But to Elias, she was something else entirely. Elias was not a soldier nor a scientist, nor anyone special by Earth standards. He was a low-tier engineer stationed on the fringe of the galactic refugee zone. His job was maintenance, mostly fixing old cleaning bots and repairing power relays in the shelters. He had a soft face and kind eyes that always seemed to search for something good in places where good had long gone missing. He saw her for the first time while replacing a broken circuit near the canteen. She was crouched behind the bins, biting into a discarded food pack, like a starving wolf. A couple of kids nearby laughed and pointed. She hissed at them like a cornered animal. They laughed harder. Something in Elias froze. He watched her for a moment, not with judgment or pity, but with an odd sense of familiarity. She reminded him of the stray cats back home in Yorkshire, the ones his mum used to feed behind their bakery. Except this little girl was not a cat, and this was not home. This was a broken planet filled with broken lives. The next day, Elias returned with a small wrapped parcel. He placed it quietly on the ground where she usually sat, then walked away, pretending not to watch. From behind the rusted beam, he saw her inch closer, sniff the package, and then snatch it like prey before disappearing into the shadows. Inside was warm bread, a boiled egg, and a soft cloth. He did it again the next day, and the next, each time leaving something different. A slice of fruit, a protein bar, a toy he found in the debris, a soft alien plush, half-burned but still huggable. Weeks passed, and she began to wait for him. Still silent, still cautious, but no longer snarling. One morning she stepped out from behind her hiding spot while he was still placing the parcel down, her eyes wide and glowing faintly like twin nebulae. Her hands trembled, but she did not run. Elias knelt slowly. "Hello there," he said gently. "I am Elias. You can take it. It's for you." She blinked. Her lips parted slightly, but no words came. Elias tried again. "What's your name?" She pointed at herself, then touched her chest slightly. "Ziri," she whispered. Barely a sound. He smiled. From that day on they spoke. At first in gestures and bits of broken language, then slowly with words. Elias taught her Earth speech, and in return she showed him symbols of her own people etched into scraps of metal or drawn with chalk on the walls. She was clever and curious, soaking up knowledge like a sponge. Others noticed. Some mocked Elias. Others warned him. "That creature ain't right, mate," said old Griggs, the site manager. "She's not human. Best keep your distance." Elias did not listen. To him, Ziri was no creature. She was a survivor. She had grace in her movements and a quiet dignity in the way she held herself, even when filthy, even when starving. He watched how she would share her food with other lost children when no one else was looking. How she sang soft songs in her strange tongue to broken machines, as if trying to soothe them. He saw beauty where others saw filth. One evening during a storm, the shelter roof collapsed near the north end. Screams echoed through the camp. Elias ran through the rain towards the chaos. Under a pile of steel and wire, he found Ziri curled around a crying toddler, shielding the child with her small body. Her back was cut, her arm twisted, but her face was calm. They were taken to the med bay. The toddler was fine. Ziri needed surgery. Elias sat by her side all night, refusing to leave. When she woke, her first word was not a cry of pain, but his name. Elias, she whispered weakly. He brushed her hair gently from her face. You are safe, Ziri. You did something brave. Very brave. She smiled. The doctors were surprised. Her biology was unique, unlike any known species. But her heart, they said, beat the same as any other. News spread. The once called dog girl became a symbol. Some saw her as a hero. Others called it propaganda. But for Elias, it was never about attention. He had seen what she was from the beginning. Not a dog, a princess, not a bloodline or crown, but a spirit. In time, Elias applied for her guardianship. There were hearings, debates, questions. She was not human. Could she be raised in human society? Should a man like Elias be allowed to raise an alien child? He stood firm through it all. I don't see a species, he told the board. I see a child. A brave, clever, kind child who needs someone to believe in her. I choose to be that someone. They granted it. Years passed. Ziri grew tall and strong. Her hair braided with silver beads, her eyes still glowing like distant stars. She wore earth clothes with patches of her own design symbols from her culture, now mixed with new ones. She called Elias Dad. Together they built things. Not just machines, but bridges between communities. They started programs for orphan aliens and displaced children. They taught others what they had taught each other. That kindness is not limited by race. That love does not speak only one language. That sometimes the most precious souls hide behind dirty faces and growls. And sometimes all it takes is one person to see a princess in the dirt. One person offer a hand instead of turning away. One heart open wide enough to change another's world forever.